you who it's not a party for right now, and that's Ange Postecoglou.
Oh, yes.
So he is in the back of all of the papers this morning. Personally, this is my favourite. The back of the Daily Mail, Ange Hell of the North is the headline.
Do you know something? Beautiful headline, but strong.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
No, yeah.
It's clever.
Yeah. It's clever. It's creative.
Yes.
I like it. I like the headline. A bit harsh on Ange. And danger is on the back of the Sun. Obviously, 7 games, right? Lost 5 out of the 7. Is that right? Yeah, 2 draws, lost 5 out of 7. Is it harsh, Gabby, that he's actually under pressure right now? He's got talks with Evangelos Marinakis coming up.
Yeah,
Is he going to get sacked?
No way. I think he's got talks, and I've seen some of his interviews yesterday. He's like, you know what? It's not meant to be easy.
He's got fighting spirit in
could be sitting on the sofa, relaxing.
Yeah.
Give the guy a chance. Look at the league table. It's still very tight. They win their next game. They go to same points as Leeds, same points as Fulham.
Do you know who their next game is, Gabby?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Do you know, had Chelsea not have got a result against Liverpool, I'd have been like, absolutely, we're going to lose that. It'd be very Chelsea to lose that.
Yes.
Where did that come from, that performance?
Ali, I have got no...
I was here on Tuesday.
It was brilliant.
Benfica had the better chances, right? Right?
Yes.
Chelsea won the game.
4.
But weekend was brilliant.
Why do we not... I don't understand. Why do they not do that every week? Why didn't you play... we were absolutely brilliant in that game from start to finish and deserved those 3 points.
Really enjoyed the game.
It's not about Chelsea, though. It's about Ange.
Sorry. That was Ali's fault. That wasn't even my fault.
That was my fault.
The only problem I've got with Ange is that I look at the next 3 fixtures. Forest, I've got Chelsea at home.
Yeah.
Bournemouth away.
Yeah.
You're only playing them away from home at the moment. And then Manchester United at home.
And they've got Porto in between that.
Exactly. 3 tough games.
In the Europa League.
Changed to a back 5 yesterday. That's not a good sign when you start playing a bit more defensive.
I know. At the same time, though, we'd be the very people, Gab, sitting here criticising them if they'd get been beaten and hadn't changed. It'd have been same old. So at least he's tried to change something.
Still
I'm telling you right now. I mean, Newcastle deserve to win a game, but
no one expected Forest to win.
Is it not foul on Gibbs White?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's a foul on Gibbs.
What I don't like, Olivia and Ali, is that there was a clip put up by a journalist yesterday evening, and it was quoted, Ange hasn't even acknowledged any of his players. And I didn't like it because he had before you put your 42-second clip up. And I don't like how people are trying to portray there's a problem with the players. There is no problem.
No,
Give the guy a chance. You know what I mean? He's 7 games in. I'm sure you'll get it right, Ange.
Yeah, but will he be given the time to get it right? I mean, I look at them and I think he's just got the same issues he had at Spurs, conceding 2 goals from set pieces against Midtjylland and 1 on the counter. It just feels like all of the issues are sort of just seeping through. And with those fixtures coming up, I just think it will be very hard for Ange. He could lose all of them. He could lose to Chelsea, lose to Porto, lose to Bournemouth and lose to United. That could be 11, and I'm not sure he'll be given that long.
7 games, 5 defeats, 2 draws, not been the best to start at all. Postecoglou, however, is not worried for his job.
No, it's a lost cause. I mean, it's seriously, what's wrong with something being hard? Seriously, what's wrong with it? Why does everything have to be so, why do we want everything just delivered, nicely packaged? I'm sure your parents had a struggle in their life, right? And they didn't give up. You may have even been a lost cause at some point, but they didn't give up on you, right? So what I'm saying is, no. But what I'm saying is, right, I'm not having a go at you, please don't take it that way, is that, it seems to be these days that as soon as something goes wrong, that's it, it's wrong, we'll change it, break it up. Like, everything that needs kind of something fixed is invariably going to go through a tough time.
Oh, it's true. It's very true what you said there. We're getting more on Forest, and there's no one better to talk about Forest than former captain Stuart Pearce. Piercey, good morning, mate. How are you?
Good morning, Piercey.
All well, thanks. Morning, gents. Yeah, all well.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us, mate. The first question I'll ask you, it's results. Listen, the big thing that puts managers under pressure, or the biggest thing for me, Piercey, is obviously results. But before we go on to the results, was Ange under a little bit more pressure than most new managers, because there was a section of the support perhaps not that keen on his appointment? And unlike a lot of managers that go to new jobs, Piercey, unlike most of them, Ange was actually taken over from a very successful one.
Yeah, I get the feeling, Ellie, you're bang on there. There was a bit of angst with the decision with Nuno, there's no doubt about that. And prior to that, obviously, Steve Cooper being fired from his job. I think a few of the fans were disappointed in that, and I've got to say, on both counts, I was as well. But the owner, when you look back on certainly the Steve Cooper one, you might say, well, hang on a minute, Nuno done a slightly better job. He's chasing silverware, the owner, and whatever. So maybe that's his philosophy there. But what I would say, definitely Ange has gone in under a little bit of pressure. I think some of the booing midweek, if you like, it was aimed just as much maybe at the decision about Nuno than it was Ange, So I was at the game yesterday. I didn't think the performance was a performance of a poor team that are not trying for their manager, personally. I thought, that they grafted well, the team. They're just lacking a bit of cutting edge now, Ali.
Mm-hmm. Like Ali says earlier on, Pearcey, I asked him about the five at the back. I was saying that, it was difficult for Chris Wood to get any support up there, but Ali says, rightly so, if he played a four at the back and was open, we'd all be questioning his tactics there. But is he struggling to figure out his best side, Pearcey? Because Sangara on the bench, you had Igor Jesus, who was probably more suited for the sort of game they played yesterday on the counter-attack. Bakwa, Hudson-Odoi, Amari Hutchinson. Is he starting to find it hard to figure out his best 11?
I think he's looking round, he's getting to know the players, Gab, it's fair to say. Tinkering with maybe the line-up and the formation, it will be fair, but I think he's had sort of, he's had 7 games, as you mentioned there, and have a good look at it, have a good think about it come this period of international. Maybe the break might have come at a good time, maybe, you might say. When they come back, they got a home game against Chelsea that we're covering at talkSPORT, so that'll be a really good game in itself. But, the message to the Forest fans will be, stick loyal, get behind the manager, get behind the team. The team are having a go, and you've got to bear in mind, I thought Elanga played well yesterday. Bear in mind, he was one of Forest's key players on the counter-attack of last year. He lined up against them. Aina wasn't fit, who's played really well for him as well. Murillo was out. So I just think they're lacking, when they did last year, counter-attack with threat, with pace, mainly Elanga. That threat wasn't there yesterday. Yeah. So on turnover, it slowed and they had to go backwards too often.
Pearce, top of that, I'm not sure what you thought yourself, mate. I thought it was a free kick and Gibbs White, to be brutally honest, before they're going. And sometimes when things aren't going for you, it just compounds.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.